Hey guys, it's Jake, and welcome back to the Drumless Drummer. Today, we'll learn our first ever drum fill. Stay tuned. So, in everything that we play from here on out, there will be two main parts, the drum beat and the drum fill. A couple lessons ago, we learned how to play a drum beat. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember it? If you don't, then why don't you go back to that video and watch it again. When you hear professionals play, they don't just play the same beat over and over and over again and nothing else. If they did, well, drums would be incredibly boring. Instead, they combine beats with something called a fill. The basic pattern in virtually any style of music is beat, fill, beat, fill. Some fills are longer than others, but they always transition back into the beat once the fill is done. Here's an example. The beautiful thing about a fill is that you can be as creative as you'd like. It's yet another reason why drums really are the greatest instrument ever. There's just a few simple rules though when it comes to playing a fill. Number 1, it must be in the same time as the beat. Basically, if your beat is in 4, your fill must also be in 4. The easiest way to follow this rule is by counting how long your beat is. The one we learned is 4 beats long. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So your fill should also be 4 beats in length. Rule number 2, if your fill is to be longer than one run through of the beat, so in our case, longer than 1, 2, 3, 4, you have to make it some multiple of the length of your beat. So in this case, it has to be some multiple of 4. So common options would be doing it 8 beats long or doing it 16 beats long, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Okay, so I think it's time to learn a fill. As I mentioned before, you can literally be as creative as you would like. But that doesn't mean there should be a mixture of completely random and out-of-place notes. You want to sound good with the beat you're playing. So I guess that's rule number 3. Try to make it flow with your beat. I'll show you. Because we already learned a beat, we'll be using the one I showed you to create our fill. We're going to start with the basic 3-to-1 pattern. This is the pattern we'll use for almost every single beat that is 4 notes long. 3-to-1 essentially means that we'll play the beat 3 times and the fill 1 time, for a total of 4 measures. Each measure is the same length, and that length is just the length of your original beat. Oh, that sounds complicated, but maybe showing you will help a little bit. Remember, the beat is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the goal is to play that 3 times, and then the 4th measure, or the 4th time, will be a fill that is 1, 2, 3, 4 beats long. For the first fill, we'll just play 4 notes, 2 on each hand. Here's what the 3-to-1 pattern should look like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, I played that beat 3 times in a row, and then the 4th time I played. And there you have the beat going into the fill, 3-to-1 pattern. Alright, so now you have a bunch of options. You can change the beat, you can change the fill, you could change both. You can make it faster, slower, and of course you could add bass drum. You can repeat it over and over again or just play it once. But the idea is that no matter what you change, you want to keep that 3-to-1 structure. Don't forget it. 3 times of the beat, 1 time of the fill. Here's another combination, still sticking with that 3-to-1 structure. I'm going to do exactly what we played before, but just double the speed of the fill. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another fill. So again, you could really change it up as much as you want. And the idea is that in future videos, I'll show you different fills, different beats, different ways to combine them. But as long as you keep this basic roadmap and this basic pattern of 3 times beat, 1 time fill, you'll be okay. Okay, so that's really it. Here's some key takeaways from today. There are 2 component parts of any drum rhythm, the beat and the fill. The fill will often be played on your snare drum and other drums when we add those in, while the beat will use the hi-hat and snare. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule. Number 2, change the beat and change the fill as much as you want. You have to keep that 3-to-1 pattern. You'll pretty much know if you break the pattern because it'll sound a little bit off. And if you count out loud, you can't really go wrong. And number 3, please ask me questions if you have any. I know how confusing drums can be. I went through it myself, remember? So pop your questions in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them. Apart from that, keep drumming and I'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the lesson, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and spread the love for drums by sharing these videos with as many of your friends and family members as possible. If you're enjoying it, chances are they will too. And if you want to see this channel grow or support what I've already done, please consider donating or becoming a patron. The link is down below. Anyways, keep drumming, and I'll see you next time.